Welcome to the first ever episode of FanGasm. I'm your host, Elizabeth Ward. Today on FanGasm, we'll be talking about Pottermore, Ocarinas, Magic the Gathering, GuildWars 2, and we'll have a special talk with host guest Carly Lynch about Avatar: The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra. We also have the question of the day and the pictures of the week. Our first segment is on Pottermore. Now, Pottermore is a website that J.K. Rowling created for the fans who, after the Harry Potter series ended, really didn't want it to end, and as a way to keep it going. Now, the web series, the web games, are more interactive with the books and the movies. You go by chapters in each book. Book 1, Chapter 1, 2, 3, etc. You go through them, you can collect stuff, you can learn more about background information on places, people, anything. You get your own wand. You get to go to school and get put in a house. Now, I have an account, and I am in Slytherin. Now, honestly, when I first got in, I thought I was going to be a Ravenclaw, maybe, not Slytherin, but after I got into Slytherin, I really feel that I fit in. Now, Pottermore is really cool. Now, only 2 chapters are out, 2 books are out right now, and not all the chapters in book 2 are out. But at one point in each year, there will be the House Cup. Now, the House Cup for book 1 is already finished, and the winners were Slytherin, because we're just awesome. Gryffindor was in 2nd place, then Ravenclaw, then Hufflepuff. So, and it's a lot of fun. There's little mini games. You get to duel other people. You get to make potions, and using that, you get points for your house. You also learn a little bit more about your house in your welcoming letter. And there's videos from J.K. Rowling, and it's a lot of fun. So if you haven't tried out Pottermore, try it out now. It's a lot of fun, and it's really good for Harry Potter fans, and even people who don't like Harry Potter that much or want to get into it. It's a really fun way to be interactive with the books. You can read a chapter and then go online and do that, read the next chapter. You know, it works within the books. So thank you, J.K. Rowling. It's a lot of fun, and it keeps Harry Potter going. On a side note, even though I'm a Slytherin, I own the Sword of Gryffindor. It's upstairs in my closet. Shh. Our next segment is on Ocarinas. Julie and I are going to be looking at Ocarinas that we own, that we want, and how you can get them.
Welcome to FanGasm. Today's episode features a collection of Ocarinas.
Ocarinas are very old instruments. We're the first wind instruments to be ever created. The oldest ones were found in Mexico and in India. Now, they were very popular thanks to a video game that came out in the 90s called Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
And in recent years, a woman on YouTube, Heather's Ocarina, started up her own channel where she featured this Zelda blue tenor. Isn't it gorgeous?
It is. Though not an exact replica, because this is a 12-hole and not a 7-hole like in the game, it's still a beautiful instrument. And very well made.
Very well made. It is made of ceramic, and it features a glaze, and it's got the Triforce. You can't beat that.
No.
They've also got these really tiny ones for people who are just starting to play, or if you just wanted to carry it around your neck.
Fashion statement. They also come with one we don't have with us right now. I have it at home, but didn't bring it. There's one shaped like the rupee, which is the currency on Zelda. Yep. I have a purple one. They come in all the colors that they come in Zelda.
Yeah, there's the blue one, there's the green one, there's red.
And purple.
Purple. Is there a white one?
Oh, there's a white one. Is there? I have the purple one anyway.
Yeah. I had the red one. I sold it, because I'm nice.
Alright, so, also from Zelda... Don't judge me! Okay. You're being judged. Judgment! Alright, why don't you explain where we can actually get some of these?
You can get affordable, quality-priced ocarinas from stlocarina.com or songbirdocarina.com.
Now, some of the STL ones include the Zelda ones that we've shown you. The STL Echo, which has an echo chamber, so that way you don't have to add an echo on later on to certain songs.
They also have a nice little 6-hole of the Hylian Shield. There's a black Hylian Shield, Dark Link, and there's a blue one. The 6-hole is really nice for people who are just starting to play the Ocarinas or for someone who just wants something really, really cool from the video game.
Now this one is an STL ocarina. It's called a do-it-yourself. What it comes is just a simple one that comes just looking like this and a lot of paint, and then you can get painted by it. This ocarina I actually won from Chris Gale herself, one of STL's major ocarina players.
This one is an inline tenor. This one's particularly cool. I like it because of its ease and use of the fingers. You blow on it just like that. Not like a dong, but similar to it. And it's just it looks really cool. I named this one Coral because of its shape, its design, its color. It's just really nice, and it's very comfortable for beginning players.
Yeah. And what I love about ocarinas is when you're out in public, people are like, "Is that a hairdryer? Is that a bomb?
Is that a bomb, man?
No, it's a musical
inhaler.
instrument. No, it's an instrument. And one of the ones I really like, actually, is called the teacarina, which is a teacup and an ocarina. And what it does, it has a chamber inside through it, so you can actually put liquid in it and play at the same time, and still be able to play. And you can actually buy these in sets as well, so you can have a whole teacarina set.
It's too bad we didn't have tea so we could show that.
I have tea. I do have tea.
We can spit in it.
Maybe not the best idea.
Maybe not.
Now these are all 12 holes and smaller ones. There's also bigger ones, doubles, usually have 3 rounds of fingering and 2 chambers to blow into. You have basses, which are bigger ones that have a more resonant sound. And you even have triples, which are similar to that one, but has 4 of these and 3 blow holes. Sounds like a whale.
There's even some that are quadruples.
Yeah, they're hard to find them.
Very, and they're very expensive.
Now, one of the ones I want, you can only get from Songbird, and it's called a Dragon Tooth. And sadly, we can't show it, but we will put up a picture for you. Here it is. Okay, back to us.
Songbird also has one called the Muse, which I really want. It's a 10-hole ocarina, and she is gorgeous.
Here she is. Okay, back to us. Now, what's cool about these are, unlike most wind instruments, you don't have to rebuy a reed. And unlike the flute, it's not metal, so a lot of times if you take care of it right, it won't rust. But sometimes it will. And what's nice about these is that they're so small and easy to carry around with you. They're compact, they're travelable, they're able to travel. They can come with you anywhere.
Aka mobile, yo.
Exactly. I mean, you can even wear some as necklaces. And actually, quite a few of them come with string to go right through them. Usually we take them off, but just like that. So a lot of times we take them off, but I mean you can wear them as well, which is a very nice feature. And different songs we played, you can actually find stuff online, tabs, music sheets, etc. You can usually get a book with them too, depending on when you buy them.
Alright, so our next segment is a debate with me and our guest host, Carly Lynch, talking about Legend of Korra and Avatar: The Last Airbender. Some of the topics we'll get onto, the main, not really main two, but the 2 of them, are whether Avatar can have kids who of any element, because he's the Avatar, or only water and air because of him and Katara. Our second one is Lin Beifong. You know Toph is her mom, but who's her father? That also brings us to the question of the week. Who do you think Lin Beifong's father is? Put your answers in the comments on Twitter, Tumblr, or email, or Facebook page.
I miss Generaliro, the original one. The voice.
I love Generaliro from the Avatar: The Last Airbender. He was my favorite, and you know what? It makes total sense that he probably was the last person to see the dragons alive, and it was probably after his son's death. And he probably went searching for them, and that's where he started finding the peace and serenity.
Yeah.
And realized what firebending's really about.
Either that, or when his son died, he kind of found out beforehand, going, you know what, this is what war causes. This is what happens. And, he was fantastic. And I think it's cool that Toph and him had that little relationship going, too.
Yeah. I'm glad Toph trusted him, because I think if it wasn't for Toph, Zuko never would have been admitted into Team Avatar.
No, it wouldn't be.
Like, despite the fact that he burned her feet, which was by accident. And really,
she knew that. She understood that.
Yeah,
but,
at first she was a little overreacting. I'm like, really, Toph, come on.
Well, she can't see.
Yeah.
Imagine if what happened, even by accident, you take away the only sense you really have.
Yeah.
You'd be freaking out, too.
Oh, yeah, I know. And, like, I felt so bad for her, and, like, as she did understand it, at least, which was great.
Because even when she got back there, she's like, you know what, it was kind of my fault.
Yeah, I snuck up on him. He was asleep. That was really unfair. That was to be expected.
Yeah. Okay. Think of characters now, because this is gonna bother me. Think of every character we've met along the way. Toph's husband. Could it be one of them, or do you think it's a new character that they'll bring up later? Because really, she did not make that child on her own.
Actually, to see the one comic on Tumblr, she made it out of rock.
She's not that hard though.
Yeah. I'm not sure. It definitely is not going to be someone from the city where she was from originally.
No.
I don't see that. I
so
think
that would be funny.
That would have been funny. That would be funny if it was
the Boulder wants to make children with you.
But he's like probably in his 20s or 30s at the point where he first meets her.
Probably, though historically in that kind of way that wouldn't have been that odd.
Yeah.
Really. But
well, if you actually watch the series, you never see that much of an age difference between
which is good.
Parents.
But you do notice some things that they take. I mean, look at the thing with the 20s. They really went for historical on that one.
Oh, yeah. I like the Legend of Korra for that.
Mm-hmm.
There are some character things and, like, plot development that kind of failed through, though.
Yeah.
Which did make me a little sad. Like, they did kind of just, at one point, drop the whole Amon's really taking the bending away just because, like,
something happened.
Yeah. And, like, the whole Tarlok and Amon, like, being brothers, I thought that was a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they were smart, and I realized that they had this all planned beforehand because they were only planned for a 12-episode series, I really wish they could have had pushed, like, Amon into, like, more and more later on in the series rather than that. Also, what do you think of Amon and Tarlok's disappearance? Do you think it's like what happened with Jet? You know, it was really unclear if he died or not.
I bet Jet's the one with Toph. Yeah, right.
Pipsqueak!
Yes.
I really wish we had got to know a bit more about Aang's parents, but he is one of 2 people who have been noted to have both parents as benders.
Yes, but at the same time, I'm going to question something, because bending, so far in the first one, I've come to... It almost seems that bending is something that could just pop up genetically. It's not something that might be actually passed on. But at the same time, or it could be something learned completely. You might not have to be born with it. Because obviously, they said beforehand, humans weren't born with it. They had to learn it themselves.
Yeah, they learned it from animals and nature itself.
So obviously, some of it became genetic, and some of it might not be.
My girlfriend is the moon! That's rough, buddy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But then, it's okay. Then you have the airbenders, like Zuko. Pretty sure it was Zuko who said to Aang, you wouldn't know about that because they always, one moment you learned you were an airbender, you got sent away to the nomads.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that the nomads themselves never actually really had children.
Yeah, no, it's been proven because the nomads, they're set up in different sanctions. I think it's the eastern and the western are the ones that house the females, or no, it's the eastern and the northern that house only females, and then the southern and the western that house only men.
Yeah. So.
And I think it's only the eastern that has sky bison, that you actually go to there and you pick your sky bison, you give it an apple, and it's like, yay, you're my friend forever. And then you go Avatar State when he gets kidnapped and want to kill everyone in the world.
Yep.
Aww.
So it's like, well, okay then. So that obviously proves then, if that's the case, that airbending, that it's not passed genetically almost.
Yeah.
Which is another reason why I say that Aang technically could have had more than one, children with more different bendings in air and water. That's where my logic comes from. That and he is the Avatar. I know it's partially spiritual, but it also has to be partially physical as well.
Yeah, and I personally think it is genetic, just because the Southern Water Tribe, for example, they took away every bender until there was only one left, but they thought it was Katara's mom, but she lied.
Yeah, but neither her parents were waterbenders.
Yeah.
And neither actually was her grandmother. Or the grandfather that she had later on.
Yeah.
I mean, if the grandfather from the Northern Water Tribe was actually her grandfather, maybe, but she had no benders in her family, really.
for all we know, that is the only thing. Because we don't know if, like, her father's grandparent or parents had it or not.
Yeah.
And they were taken away. Because, as mentioned by the Bloodbender in the Fire Nation, that she was the last one taken.
Mm-hmm.
Except for, obviously, Katara. So, it makes sense that that's why later on they didn't have any more, was because of that. But I'm wondering if maybe then, like, Katara just kind of learned the way that the Benders first learned, like, by the moon. Because she did mention how she always was better at night.
Yeah, well, every bender's better at night.
Not every waterbender.
What I meant. So, but at the same time, though, the airbenders. What about the airbenders, though?
I'm not sure.
They don't really seem, they're nomads. Nomads, I don't think.
I wouldn't even really call them
have
nomads, to be quite honest with you, because they had homes in mountains. They technically had, like, 4 mini-nations spread across the other nations.
But they were all separated by gender.
Yeah.
And I don't think that you were able, I don't think they actually had kids, so where then did the airbending come from in their actual families?
Yeah, that I'm not too sure about, and that probably, like, I wish they'd explain it. I wish they would release a giant history textbook all about this, because I'm so fascinated by this world.
Is it genealogy?
Yeah.
Or is it random? Like, well, what is it? Is it something that maybe some kids just pick up? But they can't all do that, because the dragons aren't always there, or the moles aren't always there.
Yeah.
So, like, the bison aren't always there, so where would they get it from? The watermark is the only one that makes sense if they learned it themselves. So it's something that obviously might be partially genetic, but where's the other part, though?
Our next segment is on GuildWars 2. Now, for those of you who don't know what it is, it's a game similar to World of Warcraft. And I say similar, not the same. Differences are you only have to pay for the game, you don't have to pay for a monthly fee or anything, and obviously the characters, the gameplay, and the storylines are going to be all different. But it's the easiest way to compare the two. It's an online gameplay where you have different races, such as the human, the Sylvari, the Norn, and then you also have the different professions, which are, you have engineer, you have thief, you have necromancer, you have mesmer, elementalist. Now each race and each profession get different weapons and different abilities. Myself, I am a Sylvari mesmer. I can create illusions, and I use illusions pretty much to attack and power. I'm new to the game myself. I've been learning how to play it. I'll actually be in the stress test tonight on Tuesday, and the actual game gets released fully on August 28th. So for all those who are looking forward to it, only a few more days. We can show a little bit of gameplay, sadly none that we've done, just a few trailers that they have. So we'll put a few seconds of that up.
Now is the time. Claim your destiny. Forge your legend.
And once it actually comes out, we'll do a full segment on it. This month, M13 for Magic the Gathering was released, and the set for Innistrad is finished, and now we're waiting for the next set, which will come out this fall. For the books for this week include A Discovery of Witches and A Shadow of Night by Deborah Harkness. There are books about witches, vampires, demons, humans, forbidden love, the end and the beginning of new species. It has a lot of historical fiction and brings you back to Elizabethan times. Deborah Harkness is a great writer, and I advise you read these books. So that's it for FanGasm. We hope you enjoyed the episode. Remember that the question of the week is, who do you think Lin Beifong's father is? As well as send us your pictures of you doing something geeky, you with a celebrity, you in cosplay, whatever. Send it to us with your name, your age, where you're from, and what's happening in the picture. Now for next episode, look out for a lot of Fan Expo footage, a whole bunch on everything, as well as maybe the Fan Expo wedding that'll be happening there. We're hoping to get some shots of that, and a Taco weight loss group. It's a big thing on Facebook, and a new and upcoming magazine called Geek and Chic, as well as a talk with a chainmail creator who makes chainmail clothing and jewelry. So looking forward to next week, and we're looking forward to see you all at Fan Expo. Have a great day.